Alright, so this is a demo review for Deathlmao. I apologize if there's background noise, I can't control that. My mic picks up everything, so let's get into it. So where is he? There he is. Playing Sigafu 7's with the man himself, Sigafu, it looks like. Rolling it with the mid, getting a buff, that's all good. Denying that soldier, that's good. Feel like instead of focusing the point there, because you don't really gain anything from capping the point immediately, it would have been better to just stick with your med, because keeping your heals as a scout, especially during mid fights, will grant you a lot of kills. Getting on the point really just makes you a target, and you don't really gain anything from capping the point immediately other than maybe like an extra 5 seconds of cap time, which doesn't matter that much. So staying with your med instead of running on the point would have been a better decision there. Good, that soldier, good. You got blasted. You shouldn't go in here. Oh, you used, alright, never mind. That was good. Alright, you're kind of feeding for the sniper. You got him. You're inspecting your pistol. Don't fight him. Get out of there. Oh, you see the medic. Go for him. Focus him down. Don't care about anyone else. You almost got him. I feel like going for that sniper was pretty risky. You did get the sniper, but you also could have just stayed back with your med. It would have been safer, because there's always a chance that someone comes around the corner. In the end, picking off that sniper kind of did okay, but I would have not. It's good that you take that fight when you're with your medic. I would have chased him a little bit further, because you still had a buff, and that scout was nowhere near his medic. You see how comfortable you are when you have that much HP. You're able to take fights. That's good, you focused it in. I'd focus the pyro right now. You got the medic, that's good, that's good. Alright, yeah, never mind me. If that pyro was air blasting like he probably should have, I would have focused him. But since he wasn't, then it was completely fine there to not shoot him. That's alright, you got picked up by that scout. You probably shouldn't have went into their spawn. I think you killed the sniper, I forget actually, but even if you did kill that sniper, like, it wasn't really a big deal. Like, they spawn in like 8 seconds, so, you know, a sniper not being up for 8 seconds versus you being down for like 20 seconds, like, especially when you have the point capped, you need to be aware that a 1-for-1 trade is not an advantage for you. You got the demo, so that's alright, but like, once again, I think this is 7's, so you only have one scout. I'm not really that familiar with 7's, but I would imagine that if you're the only scout, you should really be focusing on staying alive, because you're the only one that is able to play as a cleanup class, really. You don't really have, I mean, other than maybe like Pyro, no one else on your team can clean up damage. So I would, like, especially in 7's, I would prioritize staying alive. You see that sniper, you should go for him. Yeah, get him. Why didn't you waited so long to shoot him? You would have lost nothing by it. You had 6 shots and you just kind of waited to get closer. Don't be afraid to chip shot people. You never know. Like seeing this from STV, like, you should have hit him, but like, even if like you don't know how much health they are, you never know when someone can be chip shotable. You'd be surprised like how many times you'll hit someone for like 10 damage and they'll die. Don't be afraid to chip shot people, especially when there's no one else in your face. Like right there, chip shotting the demo. You never know. Alright, you picked a medic, that's good. I noticed that you aren't really getting a lot of buffs from your med right now. You should definitely be doing that, especially when you're about to fight a lot of people. Like 185 versus 125 is a huge difference. You definitely would have won against that NG if you got a buff. And it only would have taken like a few seconds since you had crit heals. So definitely playing with your medic. That's one thing that a lot of scouts don't do because they feel like they're a flank class, so they shouldn't be around their medic. But scout is really, really powerful with crit heals. It is a good thing that you are pushing directly with these Ubers. Although you didn't get flashed, you definitely should have gotten flashed there. I don't know if that was you not calming it or Sigafu just not caring, but definitely, like, taking in a scout on an Uber is, like, really powerful because no one can outrun you, and you have 6 shots that can do a potential 100 damage each. So your medic died, so picking their medic is a good thing to do right now. That was a good play. Even if you die here, that was definitely worth it. Because if you didn't kill that medic there, they would have mega advantage. But now you guys have advantage, so that was good. Alright, so you spawn up. You know that when you spawn up here, they're gonna bot for the point because you're about to cap. You need to get a buff from the medic, like ASAP, because you know you're gonna get in a team fight. And once again, you're not doing that. You really need to be focusing on playing much more around your medic. You just kind of ran into the point. If you fight with your medic, and it kind of removes Scout's main weakness, which is his low health. That's why Scout is so powerful with this medic, because the Scout's only real weakness is that he has 125 HP. But if you play with your medic, I mean, you have 185 HP and you're constantly being healed. Like, look at this Scout. He's basically unstoppable. Well, assuming he's not a bot, which he is. You're also on Fan of War. I don't really know why. You're not really doing anything with it, and even if you do get close enough to use it, I feel like a mate shot would be a much better way to spend your time. Did you not get buffed there? I feel like you weren't 185. You definitely should be. That Scout like botted right into you. You really should just be like with your medic, like not necessarily be tanked, like you're not playing like a pocket would be, but playing near your medic so that you're able to get those buffs all the time is really important. And then also when you're playing with your medic, it's sort of like it makes you safe. Because no one's going to really challenge you, but you're going to be able to quickly follow up damage on whatever your combo classes are doing. Like in 7's, I'm just assuming that you're supposed to be playing Pocket Scout because you have no other scout to play on the flank. So you guys Uber in on your Pyro. You should definitely... I don't know, if I were you, I would call to get flashed. You're 45 HP, but... I mean, going on a Pyro also works. You are the fastest capper, but I feel like capturing the point isn't really that important, where you should not take a scout in on Uber. You spent a lot of time spy checking. I guess that's alright, since nothing else is really happening. Your medic did die, though. Yeah, I feel like you should be running the Boston Basher or the 3-room Blade, just because you only have one other class that can really build Uber, and that's the Soldier. And especially on Product, this is a map that's really heavily reliant on Ubers and Uber advantages and stuff. See, you should have been playing with your medic there. You would have been able to deny that bomb, and then also you wouldn't be 6 HP right now. I feel like a lot of your problems would like disappear if you had a buff all the time. It's a really common thing for scouts to be afraid to get buffs from their medic. But it's really... You'll see that as you go higher up in TF2, scouts will get a lot more heals. Especially on Product. This is like the best scout map in the game. pocketing a scout, even just tanking a scout the entire game, it truly does work. Like right now, your medic was over on Cliff and you just didn't care to get a buff. You were just completely okay with fighting at normal HP. And your medic died as well. Like if you played with your medic, you'd win more fights and your medic would die less. You're capping right now, that's good. You hear that spy. I think your team's fine though. Now you're trying to flank or something. Alright, you got the medic. So you don't need to die right here. Alright. You walked right into that, I don't know what to say. You saw their medic die, and you really didn't have any reason to have to take a risky fight like that. If their medic is dead, like, you can just take a safe fight and your team will win. You don't have to risk dying when their medic is already dead. Like, you can just back up and play with your team at that point, because you're guaranteed to win the fight. You don't have to take any risks. Right here, you're not playing. You're 50 HP, and your medic is in sight, and you're refusing to go over and get heals from him. Like, it feels like you're trying to play flank scout, but even if you are trying to play flank scout, like, even a flank scout needs to get buffs. Like, a scout not getting buffs is like a pocket not getting pocketed. It just doesn't work. And your soldier is throwing. He's on the parachute. Alright. You just got randomly fucked there. I don't think you were buffed. Once again. You might have been. I wasn't really paying attention, I'll be honest. Playing with your medic, this player loses, and you're still 185. Nice job. They're 2 down, you guys should push here. Ubers are like even. Oh, you just lost 2, never mind. I don't know what your team's doing. You heard that spy decloak. And here I'm fighting, whatever. I guess it isn't really your priority.
Oh, yeah.
They're on crits, you need to kill that medic now. You need to kill him now. Oh, you're beefing. That was painful. You guys did Uber in time though, so that is alright. Once again, you refused to take in that Uber. I can't tell if your soldier is playing pocket or roamer, but if he's playing pocket, he's doing it wrong. I don't see your soldier flanking with you that often. He's playing like parachute. There is a B on my keyboard. Never mind, it's a fly. Alright, we're okay. Okay, play with your medic. Don't be afraid to be passive. You don't need to go in. This player's a free pick. You got him. You have 185 health, you're comfortable. You don't need to rush in. You're doing fine. You don't need to cap the point immediately. You should shoot that player. Your medic died, so now you kind of do. You probably should get a little bit more risky. You're on fire, you got it. Alright. You guys are favored to win this fight. Not anymore, never mind. Your demo botted in. Oh, you're botting in. Kill that medic. You have to kill that medic. Nice job, nice job. That was a good play, because if you didn't kill that medic, you would have had to wait an extra 40 seconds to push before you guys got Uber. Probably 50, since you guys aren't building.
That's probably when she's getting off.
The reason you lost that is because your medic died. The player just like bombed into your medic, and I think it was the scout, and like none of you responded. You really need to be watching him. When you're being pocketed by the medic, you need to also be the medic is pocketing you, and you're pocketing the medic. The medic is healing you so that you don't die, but also so that the medic doesn't die. It's like a two-way relationship. Getting healed doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you are invulnerable. It also means that you're invulnerable, so you have to keep your medic alive, because if your medic dies, then you're no longer invulnerable, right? Where's your medic? I think your medic's up on cliff. You should go up and say hi to him. My dad is very loud, I'm sorry.
Oh, really? What?
Oh my god. Play with your medic here. Kill that spy. Save your medic. Save him. Don't pull out your melee. Just reload. Never melee someone a scout. There's people fighting your medic right now, and you're not helping him. You're instead botting into their medic. You might kill him. You do. That's good, but it's so risky. Like you risked letting your med die so that you could have a chance at killing their medic. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if your medic would have died there and you killed him, you would have had a net gain of 0. But
Yeah.
even if you did kill their medic, let's say the worst case scenario, your medic dies and you don't kill the medic, then what? Right? It would have been much safer. And in the end, it was worth it, but I feel like it could have not been. It was a really risky play, which I'm just not a big fan of. You pulled it off, but you just gotta be really careful when doing plays like that. You're super aggressive here for no real reason, and you die. You were just kind of holding in the middle of nowhere with no one supporting you. You didn't have a buff or anything. You weren't fighting someone. You were just kind of standing there. You got a sitting duck. Their team was on cliff. You should have been over on point, denying them from bombing in. Because that's what is really powerful about Scout on this map. You can deny bombs, since no one can high bomb because of the bridge up top. People kind of have to bomb directly into you, and you can just completely deny them. So playing on the point whenever their team's trying to push is really powerful. You should be building right now. Or never mind, you have Reaper. I'm stupid. Kill the soldier. Beef. Alright, it's alright, your medic didn't die. Your medic should be using on you here, not the demo. Don't Uber on the demo, Sigafu. They crits and you... Oh. That was painful to watch. And Sigafu used on no one. What a great player. And then he got backstabbed. I thought this guy was good. I guess not. Alright, I would go back for your medic right now. Going back to pick up your medic is... I mean, he did have a player spawning with him, but he'll get there a lot faster. And then also, you'll have a buff. You're standing on port right now. You are so open to getting just destroyed by everything. You're just so lucky that no one's shooting you. And you're botting into their med for no real reason. They had 5 players there. You guys, you really shouldn't have botted there, because you need to hold the point right now. You pretty much just lost the round because you didn't hold the point. Botting into their medic wasn't really going to do you much. He would have just spawned up and then got Uber again. You shouldn't be relying on medic picks over and over again for your holds. You should be relying on holding, you should rely on your holds, not your picks for defense. Let's say you pick them. Let's say your entire defense strategy is just pick the medic over and over again, right? Well, eventually you're not going to pick the medic, and then what? They're just going to push in and win for free because you died. A much better way is to just make sure that you have a good hold. Because you know that they were on crits, so you could have just blitzed their med whenever they did push in, and that would have worked a lot better than blitzing him whenever his entire team was ready to defend him. You didn't play with your medic at all right there, and your medic died, and you died. You didn't have a buff, so you really couldn't take a lot of fights, aside from the people that were already super low. But you would have been able to fight literally anyone you wanted if you're 185. Like, a scout at 185 loses to actually nothing. A scout at 185 will win against every other class, assuming you don't beef. Alright, connect with your medic here. Chasing that spy really isn't that important. You almost died because of that. You did die because of that. You had 15 HP. Ugh. Don't mind me, I'm just making sure that I'm recording. Yep. Alright, didn't want to do this for nothing. And now I have to type back in, which will take a few seconds. Bear with me. Alright, we're good.
Was he ever in there, Ed? Did you ever see the...
Alright, you guys have Uberhead, so... And they're 2 down, so you guys can push. You guys can definitely push this. You should know right now that they're gonna try to go. They're gonna try to kill your med because they need to have your medic and not have this Uberhead. So right now, I would be definitely playing around your med. You're doing a good job. Although I mean, right now what you're doing is really bad because you are essentially spy checking for the team. That's what your pyro should be doing. You should be instead looking forward and denying bombers. You can do that a lot better than your pyro can. You should be telling your pyro, focus on spy, and then you focus on destroying bombers. And Sigafu dropped everyone. Like, I think what happened there, they just kind of bombed in, and then the spy backstabbed someone. They, like, coordinated it. If you were looking forward, and you could have denied at least one of them for sure. It also would have helped if Sigafu would have used earlier and not dropped like everyone. I kill that scout. I don't know what he's doing. You have 2 picks. You can push here. I'd focus that sniper. He's pretty far forward. Alright, but at this point, don't focus him anymore. You are botting in. This can only end badly. Alright, actually didn't... Oh, what is going on with you? Oh my god. Alright, that was some lag. I guess going after the sniper... It was alright, but... You trust your team a lot more than I would. Yeah, killing that sniper really wasn't that important. It was good that you did it. It was a good play, but you just got to be really careful. All right, kill that medic. He's really low. Good job. What happened there? I'm not really sure. You killed the medic, and then you were just kind of like, all right, I killed the medic. I don't need to do anything else now. You could have just stayed on the demo, but instead you like tried to run away, but then you ran away like just sideways. Like if you're going to like run away, then run away back into your team. Don't run away back into where their team could be. Do you know what I mean? Like you killed the medic and then you just walked in the main for no real reason. If you were gonna keep fighting, then you should have just kept fighting the demo. But if you were gonna back up, then you should have backed up into your team. Playing here is already, I guess. I think the scout... No, he didn't see you. You should be getting a buff right now. You're only 100 HP. Oh my god, you almost died. You have 1 HP. This is good. You're making them look back. That was good. Although I would have... I definitely, it would have been so much better if you would have gotten heals there, because you were standing on that like little window thing for so long, where you were 101 HP. You could have been one shot You were almost a one shot. You could have been a one shot by a rocket. You could have been one shot by the scout. You could have gotten destroyed in there. You're just lucky that it was a pipe. And like playing up at that window really didn't do anything. Okay, the soldier is killing you guys. You should definitely play really passive here. They crits, and I'm assuming you called that. You definitely need to. Okay, don't kill the medic. Kill the demo. You just ignored that demo. You could have killed him. Okay, botting in for that sniper really wasn't important. That sniper's not really. He's not really carrying them, and a scout for a sniper isn't that good. Like in Highlander maybe, but like on product where this is basically like I'll say like basically sixes, right? Scout is a lot more powerful than sniper. You're going behind now for some reason. I don't really know why. Like having an Uber Ed when you have Kritzkrieg on defense isn't that great. There's no real need to kill that medic there. And you died because you weren't like with your team. Like you guys kind of just all jumped on the point. It wasn't really coordinated. You kind of just came from every direction and kind of just like shot stuff. It wasn't really coordinated. You weren't like focusing anybody. Get off at the Fan of War. Looks like in the beginning you have no idea where your team's going. You should know where your team's going. Oh, and also if you're able to run Mad Milk, I just heard the Mad Milk. I would definitely run that. Mad Milk is really powerful. Especially since you're not relying on the pistol a lot. If you're using the pistol like a lot, then I can see the value in having it, but Mad Milk is really powerful. It's basically like having a second medic in team fights, which is OP. There's a reason that it's banned. You kind of give up on that soldier. I don't know if you didn't realize how hurt he was, but if you did realize, like, I don't know, either you're just scared or someone's not calling damage. But if you know that someone is like one-shottable from like mid-range, don't let them get away. Like, especially because, like, just peeking that corner wasn't a risk, you know what I mean? Like, if you would have just, like, dropped down to the cliffside, like, it wasn't, that's really not that much of a risky play. You had a lot of HP, you had everything loaded, and it could have just been a free kill. Like that's a play where it's, like, you have a low risk, but, like, a high reward of killing a soldier. You should definitely take that. Well, you're gonna bump the spy? Oh, yes, that's amazing. Did they just use crits? No, they didn't. They just have stickies hanging around. Definitely clear those. Those are gonna hurt you if you don't kill them. You need to kill that scout. You need to kill this soldier. They're botting for your medic. By the time you realized that your medic was under fire, it was like almost too late. They were already like all over your medic. You need to like play instead of like shooting them whenever they're on your medic, shoot them before they get to your medic. That way, once they are on your medic, like they're pretty much gonna just die instead of you having to fight them while they're fighting your medic. Fight them before they fight your medic, and then make them have like a really hard time staying alive whenever they're on your medic. Because even if you have like an entire team shooting a soldier, if that soldier is 200 HP, right, like, and that soldier can still do a ton of damage, but if you're shooting that soldier before he even gets onto your medic, then by the time he's on your medic, he's going to be like maybe 100 HP, and he's going to die a lot quicker. So like shoot people before they get to your medic. Don't wait until they're already there. You're botting in for the sniper. I don't know. I can't tell if their sniper's carrying them like right now. Then I guess like doing that is all right. That sniper would be a high valuable pick, but I'm not seeing that. like just like taking space. Like if you play, let's say like with your medic, and then you just slowly kind of like take ground a little bit at a time. Like there's really nothing that anyone can do against you because you can deny bombers, you can deny people from walking forward. It's a lot better. You're gonna win a lot more team fights doing that than flanking from the side as a scout. Like your soldier should be doing that because your soldier can get in and then immediately get out, right? Right there. That spy was on your medic for a long time before you turned around. Let's see, they have a heavy, right? Yeah. You guys should be focusing him. That medic... Alright. You only shot that scout once, and then you were just kind of like trusted your team to kill him. You never do that. If there's a player on your medic, kill him. Don't trust your team to do that. Like, you're playing Pocket Scout, which means that it is, like you are the absolute best person to deny people from killing your medic. So, if you were trusting other people, like, I understand. Like, that scout definitely should have died away earlier, but you also should not have given up on killing him. You gave up, you shot once, and then you were just like, yeah, this guy's probably dead. But, you know, if you would have just shot him one more time, that would have been the difference between your med living and dying. So, to recap, biggest thing, play with your med, get heals. Second biggest thing, definitely take Ubers more. You were doing it a little bit in the beginning, which was good. Near the end, I don't think you took in like near as many Ubers, and your Ubers weren't as good. Third, make sure that you are protecting your medic. If your medic is healing you, you need to be protecting him. Don't just assume that people are going to be scared of you and run away just because there's a medic next to you. You have to realize that although a buff scout is really scary, an open medic, a medic that's just sitting there, is really tempting to kill. So while you are a powerhouse, your medic is sitting duck. You have to realize that people are going to go for your medic no matter who's around them. Definitely during team fights, focus on, instead of trying to like get picks from the side, focus on taking ground and like playing with your medic on team fights. Pretty much a lot of those team fights near the end, you like would go in from the side or something, when I feel like it would have been a lot more effective or efficient rather to have been playing on the point and just like dealing like 40 damage and another 40 and then another 40, right? Because that adds up so quickly, like you have no idea. That is like you don't have to risk your life in order to get kills if you're in a team fight. Don't like bot in for kills as much. I mean, like, it didn't work a lot of the times, but also a lot of times you would die right after. And especially if you have the point, remember that if you 1-for-1 trade with anyone but the medic pretty much, then it's usually not, it's not really worth it, because you're gonna spawn in like 15 seconds to 20 seconds, whereas they're gonna spawn in like 8 to 10 seconds. So if you 1-for-1 trade, they're gonna be up a lot quicker than you are. So unless it's a really high value pick, or unless you know that you can kill more than one person, just remember to be really careful when you're fighting it, when you have the point. And also vice versa. If the other team has the point, a 1-for-1 trade for you is often really good, because you're gonna spawn a lot quicker than the other person. So if you're attacking and they have the point, taking a 1-for-1 trade is a lot of times a good play. So don't be afraid to don't be afraid to do that, because that is often a good play. That's pretty much it. That wraps it up. Yeah. Thanks for watching.